The transport ship Vigilant Dawn drifted through the crimson mist of the riven expanse, engines humming low like a wounded animal. Inside its dim corridors, Lieutenant Eric Vale, former communications officer of the Terran fleet, was trying to keep the power cells alive. It had been 3 weeks since the pirate ambush, and only 2 people were left on board, him and a hired alien mercenary named Clara. Clara was no ordinary fighter. Her species, the Vuriks, were humanoid but distinctly alien, pale silver skin faintly luminescent, eyes with twin pupils that shifted hues depending on emotion. Their physiology was laced with crystalline filaments that shimmered when their pulse raced. She rarely spoke, except in clipped commands or when she was annoyed, which, with Eric's human curiosity, was often. The ship's lights flickered as Eric repaired a burnt conduit. "You know," he muttered, "if we don't fix the oxygen recycler soon, we'll be breathing vapor." "Then work faster, human," Clara replied, tightening a strap on her plasma rifle. Her voice carried that musical resonance unique to Vuriks, half-chime, half-breath. He grinned, wiping grease off his hands. "I'm working as fast as I can. Maybe if you didn't blow out half the ship fighting those raiders." "I saved you," she cut in. "You would have been plasma ash." He looked up. "And yet, here we are, alive, arguing. I'd call that progress." Clara exhaled, the faint glow in her temples dimming. A Vurik sign of irritation. "Humans and their words," she muttered. But beneath that sharpness, Eric sensed weariness. Maybe loneliness. The ship had been coasting toward a nearby derelict zone, a graveyard of ancient vessels that orbited a dead star. Eric planned to scavenge parts there, maybe even find an operational distress beacon. But there was something strange about the place. Even through the viewport, the wrecks seemed arranged in deliberate formation, like a warning written in silence. Middle, the ruined ship and the secret inside. They docked with a massive wreck, an old Vuriks warship called the Selenar. Inside, the air was thin and metallic, corridors lined with shattered glass and walls pulsing faintly, as though still alive. Vuriks ships were partly organic, grown from bioengineered hull cells. Even after centuries, it pulsed faintly, like a dying heartbeat. Eric adjusted his helmet light. "Feels like walking inside a lung." Clara didn't reply at first. Her gaze was distant, expression unreadable. "This ship fought in the Cataclysm Wars. My people left these battlefields long ago." "You okay?" he asked softly. "I was not born when this ship died," she said. "But Vurik's memory runs deep. Every cell remembers." Then she turned sharply, hiding whatever emotion flickered in her eyes. "Come. The central core is this way." As they descended deeper, Eric noticed something unusual. The corridors were lined with alcoves, each containing humanoid figures suspended in translucent material. Not corpses, but impressions, as if the ship had tried to preserve its crew at the moment of death. "Are these?" he began. "Memory shells," Clara said quietly. "When a Vurix dies, part of their neural pattern is stored here to feed the next generation of ships." She hesitated. "They are fragments of who we were." He could hear something in her voice, reverence, sadness. "Like digital ghosts," he murmured. At the ship's heart, they reached the core chamber. A great crystalline sphere cracked open like an egg. Inside shimmered a faint light, still alive. Eric approached, scanning it. Energy signature strong. Could power the Vigilant Dawn for months. "Wait." Clara's tone was sharp. "That's not just power. That is a core memory, the ship's soul. It's forbidden to..." Before she could finish, the sphere flared. The chamber walls pulsed, and a voice filled the air, soft, broken, ancient. "Unit, Selenar 1 recognizes Vurix combatant, Clara of the Shard Line." Biological readings confirm ancestral link. Clara froze. Ancestral link? Directive. Genetic resonance achieved. Restoration protocol initiated. Light cascaded around them. For a moment, Eric saw flashes of battle. Stars torn apart. Verk's warriors falling in radiant silence. Then the light collapsed inward, and a glyph embedded itself into Clara's chest armor. Her body stiffened, pulse glow, racing wildly. Eric rushed forward. "Clara, what's happening?" She gasped, trembling. It's merging data. Memories from the old war. Her armor shimmered, reforming. Symbols crawling across its surface. Then she stumbled and whispered, half to herself, "They made us weapons. Living code bound to machines. I remember now." Eric helped her stand. "We can talk later. Let's grab what we can and..." Then came the sound. Footsteps. Heavy, metallic. Something else was alive on the ship. The creature in the dark. They ducked behind a shattered console as a massive figure entered the chamber. 8 feet tall. Plated in old Verk's armor. Its face covered by a featureless mask of obsidian. Its body pulsed with the same blue light as the core. Eric whispered, "Another survivor?" Clara shook her head slowly. "No, a sentinel. Automated guardian. Designed to destroy intruders." The sentinel turned its head toward the core, then toward them. Its voice was deep, synthetic. Unauthorized extraction. Eliminate anomaly. It raised its arm, light condensed into a plasma spear. Eric dove aside as it struck, searing through the deck. Sparks flew. He pulled his blaster and fired, the shots bouncing off its armor like raindrops. "Clara, any ideas?" he yelled. She unclipped her own weapon, a curved plasma blade that hummed with song-like resonance. "Distract it." He did, firing, dodging, luring it toward a corridor. She leapt onto its back, slicing through its arm joint. The sentinel roared, spinning violently. But the creature was relentless. It struck her, and she crashed into a wall, armor fracturing. Eric ran to her side, helping her up. "Your suit's damaged." "I know," she hissed. Then her glow dimmed, voice faltering. "The containment field. I must remove the armor to recalibrate, or it will fuse to my skin." "Then do it." She hesitated, glaring. "Humans and your eyes. No peeking." He blinked, caught off guard even in chaos. "Seriously? Now." Clara's cheeks flushed with faint silver light, the Verk's equivalent of a blush. "Turn around, human." He obeyed, hearing the hiss of seals releasing, the whisper of synthetic fibers peeling away. Then her voice softer. "You may turn." He turned, and for a moment he forgot the danger. Without her armor, she looked almost ethereal, crystalline skin fractured by faint battle scars, veins glowing gently beneath the surface. Her form was both alien and heartbreakingly fragile. "Your species blushes too easily," she murmured, trying to hide her embarrassment. "Occupational hazard," he said. "Now let's finish that thing." The core secret. Together, they rigged a trap. Eric rerouted power from a nearby conduit, while Clara channeled her newly awakened connection to the ship's systems. As the sentinel reappeared, the walls around it pulsed with light. "Now!" she shouted. Eric triggered the overload. The energy field surged, trapping the sentinel in a glowing cage of plasma. It struggled, roaring as its systems collapsed inward, then exploded in a burst of blue fire. Silence followed. The core chamber dimmed to a soft glow. Clara knelt by the remains, her voice trembling. "It was one of us, a Verx once, twisted by the old codes." Eric touched her shoulder gently. "You saved us both." She looked at him, eyes twin rings of light. "You don't understand, human. That was my future. The Verx built perfection through obedience, and it destroyed us." Then maybe, he said quietly, it's time to build something else. Ending the choice and promise. They returned to the Vigilant Dawn with the salvaged core. As the ship powered up, stars reappeared through the viewport, endless, cold, and full of promise. Clara stood by the console, her armor now reformed, symbols shifting faintly across its surface. The core has given me access to the old Verix network, she said. There may be more survivors, or at least archives. We could find them. We, he asked. She tilted her head. You are efficient for a human, and irritating, but useful. That's the nicest thing you've said all week. Her lips curved slightly. Not quite a smile, but close. Perhaps. Then she looked out the window, eyes reflecting the stars. My people believe emotion was weakness, but the core, it showed me otherwise. We fought the universe trying to erase our feelings. Maybe that's why we vanished. And now, he asked softly, now, she said, I think I understand why humans bond the way they do. It's not weakness. It's how you survive. Eric stepped beside her. No more AI commands. No genetic destinies. Just two travelers choosing their own path. Clara's glow softened. Agreed, but one rule human. What's that? She met his eyes, both pairs of pupils narrowing, shimmering faintly pink. No peeking when I recalibrate my armor. He chuckled. No promises. For the first time, she laughed, a sound like breaking glass and melody. The Vigilant Dawn turned toward the distant starlight, leaving the derelict graveyard behind. Inside, two being human and alien, carried not just power or survival, but a secret that could reshape both their species. The AI back on the derelict flickered to life one last time, whispering through static. Emotional synchronization achieved, evolutionary potential undefined. Then the signal died, and silence reclaimed the wreck.